have you watched One Piece live action season 2? I have been making my way through it. Yesterday was an Enfield marathon day for me, and also a One Piece live action marathon for me. I've only got 2 episodes left, and the One Piece live action has been fantastic so far. I have really enjoyed it. It's been so long since I've seen these arcs adapted into One Piece that it's almost just refreshing just to be able to almost experience it again. It is a different take on One Piece, but it's just nice to relive some of the classic moments in One Piece that I had forgotten about, or it's been a long time since I'd experienced. And yeah, they've done a really good job continuing with the groundwork that they set in season 1. I'm probably going to do like a kind of like a casual second channel video when I finish watching all of it, since I've only got 2 episodes left. But honestly, I've been really enjoying it. It's been one of my favorite live action adaptations of anime. I think maybe, I don't watch a lot, but it's definitely been one of my favorite live action anime adaptations that I've seen. And the bar is so low that there is not much to compare it to, because number 1, I don't watch a lot, and number 2, there aren't even that many worth talking about to begin with. Whiskey Peak is peak. Yeah, I haven't seen the Whiskey Peak episodes yet. I've seen everything up to the Little Garden adaptations, and I just love how unapologetically cheesy and campy it is. It is so refreshing just to see a series, like a modern live action series that is just that 100% knows what it is, doesn't try to make itself overly serious. It just 100% goes into its campiness and it lives it, and it doesn't make any excuse for it. And I think if they'd used any other approach into adapting One Piece, it wouldn't have worked. As much as I'm enjoying the One Piece live action, I view it more as just a nice little addition. You know, I'm not out there hoping for more live action adaptations. The one thing that I do have to give credit to is, and just admit, is that even though anime has gotten so much more popular in this new day and age, it is absolutely blown up in the modern day, having a live action adaptation does increase its reach. A whole new audience that still, you know, not necessarily don't watch animation, but definitely are more used to watching live action TV shows. I got a text from my cousin who watched the original One Piece, and he's watching the new One Piece season 2, and he is, you know, about as normie as you can get. And I've tried to get him to watch anime before, and he's attempted to watch anime, but it just hasn't grabbed him in the same way. And somehow he really loves the One Piece live action, to the point where he's gotten interested enough in the anime, but hasn't taken the leap to watch the anime. Right now he's only watching the live action. But, you know, I think of people like him. And I think of this live action adaptation of One Piece opening up the gates to people like him to at least know more about and be open to a world like One Piece. Honestly, I like the live action adaptation more than the anime adaptation. I think there are certain aspects, like the pacing, that I enjoy more about the live action adaptation. I feel like the anime adaptation right now, as it stands, is very dated, but I feel like what is missing for me right now in the 6 episodes I've seen for the live action adaptation is it hasn't hit the same emotional peaks as what I experienced watching the anime. You know, it's definitely gotten me emotional. It's definitely made me feel things, but it's captured the soul and the essence of One Piece. But I haven't gotten as emotional in the same moments if you compared it to the original anime. Oh boy, episode 7? Oh shit, I haven't watched Chopper's backstory yet. That is going to be the real test. It's Chopper's backstory. That is going to be the real test to see what kind of emotional highs the One Piece live action can reach. Twitch chat, why are you discussing Orihime live action? What the fuck, bruh? What are you doing? There are some series and some IPs that definitely do not need a live action adaptation. Some would argue that it didn't even need an anime adaptation. What's the Orion rating for episode 7? I am not sure. I mean, did it get 100% on Rotten Tomatoes? Season 2, yes, 100%. I mean, season 1 was already 93%, which is pretty damn good already. And yeah, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with 26 reviews and a 96% for user reviews. I'm so fucking glad that it has this rating, because every so often I log on to Twitter and I don't spend too long on there. But man, the fucking slander I see when I just scroll just a little bit, and I'm like, I am so fucking glad that Twitter is in its own fucking bubble and doesn't actually mean anything. Funniest part is that the biggest critics of the live action are the One Piece anime watchers. I mean, modern anime fans and modern like anime watchers, especially for like the mega IPs, like for the shonen mega IPs, there is some ridiculous fucking slander that I see sometimes. I remember like one of the biggest things that is always like the hugest fucking rage bait is, this isn't even like live action. You see a panel of the manga and you see a panel of the anime adaptation, and there is just like a 5% fucking change from the manga panel to the anime screenshot, and like there's just this random user just crashing out being like, I don't fucking believe it, they changed it, they goddamn changed it. And I'm like, damn, how do One Punch Man fans feel right now? One Punch Man fans could never, man. Exactly the JJK manga fan base. It started far before the JJK fan base. I remember this with the Demon Slayer fan base. I remember when My Hero Academia was at its peak. That was like getting posted as well quite a lot. It is always whatever the hot new mega shonen IP is at the time. They always get the most toxic fan base. We almost had Jamie Lee Curtis as Dr. Kureha. Did we? I don't know who is the casting right now of Dr. Kureha, but the characters that have really impressed me so far in the One Piece live action, Mr. 3. Talking about what I prefer in live action, I actually think that Mr. 3 seems like a more threatening villain in the live action adaptation. And I'm not sure who the actor is, but they did such a good job of just making Mr. 3 seem like a psychopath. Miss Valentine, they also did really well. I also really fucking like Buggy. I know he's only been in like one episode, but my god, any scene with Buggy is just an S tier scene, man. God, Buggy's fucking great. He's just got that perfect balance of being a clown, actually being funny, and still having that like kind of like subtle craziness to him as well. Buggy is by far the best character in season 1. Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters in season 1, and he continues in just that single episode in season 2 as well. That was my highlight of episode 1. Was just like any scenes with Buggy. Vivi still had to be Vivi I've been impressed with as well. Vivi, there were some scenes where she got to show her emotional range, and I was really impressed with that. Did you see Buggy live action actually getting emotional when talking about Shanks? I did not see that, no. Yeah, Vivi was great. Nami's great as well. I feel like Nami, out of like the main cast, Nami has this subtlety to her emotional range that's kind of like that I don't see as much in the other cast members. Out of like all the main cast members, I think my favorite is probably Nami. Oh, Usopp has got a lot of great character moments in season 2 as well. Way more than season 1. way more in season 1 as well. I'm so glad that Usopp got some moments to shine in this season. I thought Zoro was better this season than the last one. I think Zoro and Sanji, like, there's no one that's bad at all. I just think some characters this season has had more of a spotlight and an opportunity to shine than other characters. Zoro is buffer? I think they all got buffer, man. How will they cast Blackbeard? I think Blackbeard won't be so bad. Someone said Jack Black as a joke. But definitely someone with that energy, you know. Blackbeard is someone with how goofy the One Piece live action is already. I think Blackbeard is definitely doable. The Brook moment is really good. Oh yeah, I forgot the Brook moment was surprising because I didn't expect him to show up so early. But I actually got emotional during his scene. That was one of the times I did actually genuinely start getting emotional. I thought that scene was really, really well done. I stay away from live action anime adaptations. They're just not my thing. That's fair enough. I mean, we're all anime fans. At the beginning, we're all anime fans. And one of the reasons I'm just watching One Piece is because it's One Piece. And I love One Piece so much, man. I love One Piece. Honest take, how was the CGI? The CGI is a mix. There are some moments where the CGI is definitely good. I haven't gotten to the Chopper's arc yet. That's going to be the real test. But definitely some devil fruits definitely look more janky than other devil fruits. But it is one of those shows where I don't really care about the quality of the CGI too much, because no matter how polished it is, there is just some aspects of One Piece that is always going to look ridiculous no matter what. There is, like, no matter how good the production is and no matter how much money you throw at it, there is just some parts of it that is going to look stupid and dumb and ridiculous, because on paper it is goddamn ridiculous. The important thing is that because of the show's vibe and because of how unapologetic it is with how ridiculous it is, it doesn't break the immersion for me, because you see some janky looking CGI when like Luffy like stretches his hand, and it's no more immersion breaking than having a guy who can make wax and has a has a 3 on top of his head, or just having a clown just doing clown stuff. You know, there's so many ridiculous aspects of the show that if none of the previous stuff was immersion breaking, then bad CG is just no more ridiculous than all of the other stuff going on in the show. Miss Golden Week's defeat was hilarious. Robin feels way more eldritch in the live action. Yeah, one thing that I did get surprised by is how brutal some of the action is. Damn, in the anime, they're like, Oda's like, no, we don't kill. They don't kill anyone. Don't worry, they don't kill. And then meanwhile, Robin's intro was her soloing 10 fucking people and killing them in the most brutal way possible. God damn, what the hell, man? Anything for the aura. But yeah, that is my opinion of One Piece so far. I'm very, very excited for the last 2 episodes, and it's gonna have to do a lot to ruin season 2 for me, because right now it's been fantastic, and it would have to do a lot to ruin season 2 for me. And I don't think they're gonna drop the ball. But yeah, once I watch the final 2 episodes, I think the real test is going to see how emotional that arc makes me out of everything. And I'm very, very excited for Alabasta in season 3 as well. And I'm glad that Alabasta is going to have an entire season to itself.